Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading this is your bonus love reading for November 2021, I should say. We're going to jump right in here, Gemini, and we are just going to see what comes up for you. At this time here, Gemini, as far as love is concerned, I was doing a different spread, but I didn't really like it. So we're going to switch to just a regular old spread. But Gemini, let's see here. Definitely some sort of new beginning coming in for you. So I like to see that. But you start off with this unfinished symphony card here. It could represent some unfinished business between you and another person. That does not mean that you are going back to the past necessarily. It just could be unfinished business. So there could be kind of like closure or, communication coming in for you here, and I feel like there's some sort of truth that is coming out here. Just, looking at the cards, we have this ears wide open card at the top, which I'll show you in just a minute. You also have the Ace of Swords there, right here, and so I kind of feel that there could be like a truth or some information coming out from between you and a past person here. I think it's just going to wrap up the cycle. Looks like a good thing to me. I mean, you even have the King of Pentacles, the Magician, the Hermit in the last row. This really is saying to me there's like a new person coming in for you here, just in general. And I feel this is a person who is going to do a lot for you, or who would do almost anything for you. So definitely a very good energy. You have the Strength card, the Knight of Wands, and the Five of Swords here. I feel like some of you, I get this like message about making a mistake here in general. I feel like some of you could feel like you made a mistake, probably with like a past, fire sign here. So if you've dealt with a fire sign in the past, if this wants to focus, I'm having all sorts of focus issue. I probably need to clean the lens here, Gemini, but you have the Knight of Wands. I'm not going to try to get it to focus, but the Knight of Wands could be a past person. I feel like it's someone who is very inconsistent, probably led to a breakup or a separation with the Five of Swords. So I just feel like for some of you, this is just saying that there's unfinished business between you and a past person. It looks like you're moving away from it. The only reason I think this is important is that, maybe some closure or communication is going to be the thing that allows you to move forward truly, or is going to allow you to like cut the energy out, if that makes sense. So you have the Temperance card here, clarifying the Strength card. Temperance is a card of patience. It is also a card of like mixing two things together. The angel on that card is mixing two things together. It's a card of alchemy. It could say that, the missing piece to the puzzle here, as far as love is concerned for you, is some closure from the past. Or it could say the missing piece of the puzzle is an apology or the truth coming out. And that's kind of like what I feel for you here. It's kind of funny because, I do feel for some of you here, Gemini, that it's like if someone comes back and says I cheated or I did X, Y, and Z, it might not be a good thing that they did to you. But at the same time, I feel like it feels good in a way, because it's almost like you're being vindicated, right? It's almost like you are, the feeling I get here is that you knew all along, or you knew what was you knew what was happening in the situation, and kind of like the truth makes you feel good. You have the with the Knight of Wands, you have the Ten of Wands. This person has been carrying a burden. Again, if you have a person who's coming in and communicating the truth, I feel like it has been weighing on this person's conscience. What's the word I'm looking for? Conscience. It's been weighing on their mind for too long, and so I feel like that's why this person could be kind of like coming in and delivering the truth here, Gemini, with the Ten of Wands, whatever. I'm not going to try to get it to focus. But, again, I feel like that could be the reason why they're coming in to apologize. It's been a heavy weight, a heavy burden. So they've definitely been going through it. With the Five of Swords, you have the Page of Cups here. Page of Cups is new love. I can already tell you right now that this second diagonal right here, I feel like this is new love coming in for you. Five of Swords, Page of Cups, Death card, King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, very serious energy. It's interesting. I think that, this definitely shows up in the astrology. I do think that, in general, people are going to be more focused on serious, people who are serious. That doesn't mean, someone who is not playful, right? That doesn't mean someone who is not willing to have fun. It just means, I feel like it's someone who takes maybe life a little bit more seriously. There's some sort of difference I've been noticing, where it's just like, I think that, people who are just taking life more seriously are going to be more attractive or something like that. I don't know, weird message, but take it how it resonates. Next, you have this Ears Wide Open card. Again, someone is clearly coming in to deliver a message here. You have the Ace of Swords here. Ace of Swords is a message. You also have the Star card as well with the Death card. We're going to talk about this, but the Star card can represent, kind of like a death-like transformation, and we'll talk about that. So I feel like for a lot of you, listening to a person, if they're coming in and delivering the truth, is going to be important for you. Some of you, again, this might be more like intuitive, so maybe you're providing closure for yourself here, but I do feel this is more kind of like a truth that's coming out because of the Ace of Swords showing up in your reading. I feel like the Ace of Swords is saying someone is coming in wanting to deliver the truth here. They could be coming in with an offer of peace. They could be, making an apology, maybe asking you to accept the apology. That's up to you, but I would just say, yeah, fine, and move on, right? I think that's the easier way to do it. But you have the Ace of Swords, Death card, and the Star card. So this is a transformation that you are going through. The Star card has this ibis in the background here that's not going to focus. But the ibis is a bird of death and rebirth. It represents, kind of going through a death and a rebirth here, which we see here with the Death card, which can represent death and rebirth or some sort of transformation. And then you go to the Magician here as well. The Magician is also a card of a new beginning. So you are clearly attracting a new beginning into your life. You're attracting someone like a new person, or you're attracting new love situations. I feel like this is kind of like the words, I'm getting words that are popping into my head that I'm trying to clarify. It's like highest ideal or something like that. So I feel like for a lot of you, it's like there's this one star that's glowing in the middle of the star, of course, and there's the other stars around it. The other stars, they can represent the 7 stars of the Pleiades, for example, but kind of like what I'm getting here is like, this is like your highest, I'm not sure if I'm getting highest ideal or highest order. There's like the highest something is popping into my head here. I'm getting conflicting words as well, but I almost feel like you could be attracting a person who is like your highest ideal, who is like the best type of person you could possibly imagine as well. I'm getting another weird message as well here, Gemini, that you could be attracting a person where it's like you don't have to try to be attracted to them. I mean, take it how it resonates. I have to deliver the messages I get, but maybe there's just that, maybe you're just attracted to them. It's just like without even having to try. So I hope that makes sense. I do feel like you could be finding someone, if you're online dating, by the way, Ace of Swords is a really good card for online dating. I also feel like that Ace of Swords is saying you're attracting a person who is very well balanced. Ace of Swords is in perfect balance. The Ace of Swords has 6 golden yods, the 6 golden sparks, kind of like on either side here. If it wants to focus, probably not. But anyway, there's these 6 yods on either side of the Ace of Swords here. I'm not going to spend all day trying to get it to focus. It represents perfect balance. So I feel for a lot of you, you're attracting a person who's in perfect balance. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune, much more faded connection as well. Very interesting. Again, another energy I see in the astrology where I do feel like there could be, faded attraction type of deals here where we could be getting into relationships that are probably more divinely guided, so to speak. We could be meeting, and I do think that we could be meeting people more like these like silly ways, right? Kind of like serendipity, where it's like maybe you're in the store and you bump into someone, right? It's kind of like a movie. I wouldn't go too overboard here. Again, I think that, this isn't going to be like some sort of movie whirlwind romance that you're attracting into your life here. But I do feel like that there could be some kind of like more faded, like a faded way that you end up meeting a person. It's like you could be, I don't think we should be looking for these things because then we're going to push away, but it's like you could be, maybe your plane gets delayed and you get put onto another plane and the person next to you that sits next to you is like the love of your life, right? Like, I feel like there could be these like kind of like random moments that start happening, not just this month, but, I'd say over like the next year. So I would just be open to meeting people, however it may happen. With the Death card, you have the Page of Swords here. For some of you, it's like if a person is coming back from the past, Page of Swords reminds me of like a post-mortem. It's like where a person is coming back for clarity on why things ended. Could totally be their fault. And they could just be totally clueless is what this looks like to me. So, if you're dealing with a clueless person, I mean, it is what it is. But they could be coming back wondering why things came to an end. It's like, but by providing that clarity, the Star card really says that that is what is going to lead to the healing. So, it might be worth it. With the Star card, you have the 3 of Wands. for some of you, this could be closure that you've been waiting for with the Three of Wands. So if a person is coming back from the past and providing closure, it could be the fact, this could be the thing that helps you really move forward, like I said. Because the Three of Wands, like waiting, he's standing at the top there, and he is waiting for ships to come in. So I feel like you've been waiting for maybe communication or an apology from a person. Again, like I said, probably not getting back together with this person, but I do feel that just kind of like the closure, hearing this person out with that ears wide open card is going to be very beneficial to you. I also feel like, again, that ears wide open card is saying stay open to all the potential ways that you could meet a person, because I feel like if you're in that place of like expectation, that's actually a good energy to be in. I talked about this to another sign as well, like the whole joyous expectation thing. There's a difference between, having expectations and joyous expectation. Having expectations pushes the energy away, but joyous expectation is living in the way, it's like basically acting as if you already have something that you desire, like love. So operating in a way that kind of gives off that energy, right? And I feel like there's a difference between those two things. And I feel like that ears wide open card is just saying, be open, right? It's like if we are open and we are an open person, we're smiling, we're happy, we're out there having a good time, then we're probably going to attract other people into our lives. It's like I always tell people, like this story. I used to go out with a friend of mine. She was always talking about how she wanted love, but every time we went out, hat pulled down over her eyes. She was always like this with her cell phone, like hiding behind her cell phone. Always wanted to sit at the back of the bar, always wanted to hide. I'm not saying you have to open up to get hit on or anything like that. I mean, but if you want love, I mean, really, you have to open up. But she was like that. She was giving off that closed off energy, right? So it's like we have to give off an open energy if we want to allow people in our lives. Again, nobody wants that, right? Nobody wants to be with a person who's like all closed off. So that's what I mean by being open. It doesn't mean you have to talk to every single person. Somebody always takes it out of context when I tell this story. It's like, no, I'm not saying she had to talk to every single person that approached her, but it's like if you want love, you have to be an open person, plain and simple. So that's what I'll say there. So I feel like that ears wide open card is just saying the more open you are, the better off you will be as far as attracting love into your life. Next, in your last row here, you have this to the moon and back. How badass is that, Gemini? This to the moon and back card. I literally feel like you could be attracting a person who would pull the moon, to the moon, right? So I feel like you could be attracting a person who really would do pretty much anything for you. You have the King of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Hermit. Very positive new beginning coming in for you as well with the Magician. So I feel like you could be attracting a person who really is willing to put in the work here. I'm trying to figure out where this will focus, but whatever. I feel like this is going to be very good for you. And again, I would use your powers of manifestation to attract a person into your life. Hermit mode, isolation, hiding in the cell phone, hiding with your hat pulled down over your head, hermit, right? So I'd say open energy, be open to attracting someone into your life here, and you will attract a person very, very quickly. Hermit really says you've been through it as far as love is concerned. So there is an element of having earned like a very solid connection here for you, Gemini. So I feel like you have earned something. I just heard something over here. So if you're wondering why I just looked to the side, I just heard something. I don't know. That was weird. But anyway, I feel like you could be, it's kind of like you have earned this connection that's coming in for you. I feel like it could be kind of like the King of Pentacles, very stable, very straightforward energy. And that's more the word that's popping into my head with the King of Pentacles. It's not so much stable. I think they're a stable person, but more importantly, I feel like you're dealing with a person who's like very straightforward. So if you're attracting new love into your life, I feel like it's someone who's just like very straight to the point, and I feel like they say something and they mean it and they do it. So definitely there's nothing wrong with that, right? So let's see where this is going for you. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Four Swords here. And I feel like this is what you've been waiting for. Is like a person like this. It's like you've been waiting for a person who delivers. There's no other way to say it. With the Magician, you have the Tower. The Tower could be a Tower moment, obviously, but I feel for the most part, I feel like this is a sudden realization that you're having. And I do feel like some of you could be going through a shakeup, but it's probably this past person coming in, delivering the truth or delivering some sort of closure. It could still lead to a shakeup. It could lead to kind of like an uncomfortable situation. I'm going to pull another row. We'll clarify that. With the Hermit, you have the Six of Pentacles. What you give is what you get in return. The Six of Pentacles says make sure not to ignore certain aspects of your life. Like he's ignoring the person that is in the blue there. So it can say that maybe there are certain parts of you that you are ignoring. But it also says like what you put out is what you're going to get back. I was getting that energy. That's why I was saying the thing about needing to carry yourself in a more open way, or needing to be more open to just random, opportunities for you to attract someone into your life. And, again, I would say that Six of Pentacles is like saying what you give out is what you're going to get back in your life. So I would just be open is what I feel like that's saying. I want to clarify that Tower real quick. So let's clarify that here, Gemini. You have the Nine of Cups here. You have the Chariot, and you also have the Nine of Wands here. Again, Nine of Wands next to the Hermit here, and Six of Pentacles, like saying open up. Nine of Wands is a wounded warrior. I totally understand, closing off and wanting to protect yourself, but at the same time, it's like if we want love, we have to be open to it. But I would make a wish. Chariot is a victory that is coming in for you. It is very interesting that almost every single sign has had energy that would represent making some sort of change. So I do feel like a change could be the thing that brings love into your life in general. I mean, again, we even see that here in this first row, or I should say the second diagonal here. The Five of Swords, Page of Cups, like moving on to something new. Death card, Page of Swords to the King of Pentacles and Four of Swords. It's like the Death card is saying a change is going to lead to that King of Pentacles there. You have a lot of change cards, even the Temperance card turning a negative into a positive. Like I said, if you're dealing with a person who's coming in for an apology, it's like I feel like what's changing there is the energy is changing. It's like you might have certain feelings about a person from the past. If they come in with an apology, it's like changing the energy, which is going to lead to a much better outcome. It's a pretty good reading here, Gemini. I feel like there is more of a healing going on here as well, especially with that Star card. It's like you're going through a healing. Because of that, it's going to attract love into your life. Pretty good. So thank you for being here, Gemini. I really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.